PP rework. A thing that every top player and even their mother have already talked about. Some loved it, some hated it, but since I'm neither a top player nor am I a mother of one, I thought I might talk about it as well, and answer the question we all probably had at some point. Is the rework going to change anything, or is it absolutely and utterly useless? But first let's find out what exactly does the rework change. The changes confirmed for next deploy are as follows. Nerf high BPM aim slop, fix Obama scramble, nerf repeating jumps, nerf repeating jumps again, make PP calculator code look better, fix aim to be more in line with community expectations. First fix reg tapping, then slightly unfix reg tapping but still make it so it gets fucked into oblivion. Sorry Splitty. Buff aim, then revert some other aim change, effectively buffing aim, but not too much to account for other changes. And lastly, but most importantly, fix some random flashlight bugs so some flashlight scores are now worth half of what they used to. Now to simplify all of that, aim generally gets buffed, but aim slope gets nerfed. Oh, and Obama scramble is now calculated correctly, so that's pretty cool, I guess. But as with any PP rework, if you are not in the top, 500, you will barely lose or gain anything. That is, of course, unless you were a particularly naughty boy and your top plays look like this. But since that is not the case for most players, chances are you will barely notice the difference. And you're probably wondering, well, if it doesn't make a difference for anyone except the top players, then why even roll out the update? And the answer to that is pretty simple actually. It is to change the meta. But what is meta? Meta maps are maps that exploit the PP system to give you the most amount PP for the least effort possible. Playing maps that are meta is the easiest way of ranking up. And the only reason PP reworks exist is to try and change the meta in such a way to make it so all skill sets are valued more or less the same in terms of PP. Notice how I said try to change? Try because there will never be a perfect solution that works for all skill ranges and all skill sets. No matter how many changes get implemented and no matter how much work and time gets put into it. Remember Sotarks? He created the 1-2 jumps meta back in the day simply by figuring out that 1-2 jump patterns award insane amounts of PP. And just like he did back in the day, there will always be mappers who will find some new way of abusing the system to create slope farm maps. From the 1-2 jump meta to flow aim and stream meta to high BPM jumps meta. Nerfing one skill set always leads to people figuring out some other way of getting PP, and then that becomes the new meta. But does that mean that PP reworks shouldn't exist at all? That we should just forget about trying to fix the system and just leave it be? Without the PP reworks, the meta will always stay the same. If, say, tomorrow the PP development team suddenly walked away and left the PP system as is, we would be trapped in an eternity of aim slop. And eventually, once everyone gets bored of playing the same two patterns over and over again but just with different music, we would just all quit. So yes, the PP reworks are pointless. It's like trying to plug a hole, but every time you do, another one opens up. There is no solution that would magically fix everything that is wrong with the PP system and make everyone happy. But that doesn't mean that we should just stop trying and give up. Because if we do, the game will become stale and the community will eventually die out. So while yes, the reworks are technically pointless, they also aren't. The PP system is not perfect and it never will be. And I think that we as a community should accept that. After all, it's better to have a bad PP system than not to have one at all. If you somehow made it to this point of the video, I thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed. But that's about it for today, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye!